Yeah, I think that's well said. And here we'll move on from the discussion of how to save many lives from the to the fabrication of white genocide in our next segment here. And this story, I mean, really caught my attention. I was really kind of surprised too, and I think this is speaks to the ways in which media has changed under 2.0, Trump 2.0, because anything that even like tangentially had to do with race really became a center focal point of the news media during Trump 1.0. But there was this major story about Elon Musk's AI chatbot Grok that got some coverage, but not a lot. Apparently, the chatbot reportedly was spreading the false and racist conspiracy theory that there is, quote, a white genocide happening in South Africa, a claim long debunked but frequently weaponized by white nationalists. And there's a lot to say here about Elon Musk and his racial views and how he apparently accidentally gives Hail Hitlers. But I think there's a media lens question here that I think is more critical. And this is interesting to me because I remember this during the TikTok ban this happened. All these systems, these algorithms on your social media feed, the algorithms on Google search, these AI bots, they're all programmed by humans. They're all learning from humans, and they replicate the data in which they're programmed with. And so, Elon Musk here, his Grok bot, I think, illustrates the problem with this. When people go and use these different services and they think they're getting, objective access to boundless information, they're gravely mistaken. They're getting a curated, managed experience. And we've seen the studies that these AI bots have been pretty successful in convincing people to adopt worldviews that are incorrect or against evidence. And I kind of looked at this story as sort of a warning sign. It doesn't take a lot of people. You just need enough to believe there's a white genocide in South Africa to have them take horrendous actions. But I don't know. What did you make of the story?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm really kind of focusing in on your point about how people don't quite know or don't recognize the fact that AI is designed by humans and humans are flawed. And I think because it's so capable and so able to give us so much information, we see it as just perfect or incapable of making mistakes. And I also think that the way that we see those mistakes can be hard too, like being able to actually articulate like this is what it's doing wrong, or these are the biases and the mistakes that it's making can be hard. I know for my students, I show them more physical things, like with Dolly, you'll ask Dolly, like, show me an example of a working class citizen in blank 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 field, and it'll one of the biggest things it showed was ageism and sexism. It only ever showed women who were young. They were pretty much saying like old women cannot work in this particular field. And they only ever showed women with no wrinkles. Like women could only look a certain way in those fields as well. So it was interesting because the students could visually see, oh, this is where the bias is happening. And I think that was important for them because otherwise it's difficult to kind of wrap your head around like what is this bias and where can I like pinpoint to it.
Yeah, no, that's really well said, and I think it also raises another interesting dilemma here, that one that I've just has frustrated me for decades at this point. Uh, the supposed community guidelines are not set by the community; they're set by the corporation, and so after there was a big outpouring of anger and frustration with Grok perpetuating this false narrative of white genocide, the company finally said, that this was a mistake from an engineer and it's against our policies. But it's an illustration of how meaningless these policies are. They're only enacted when the public gets so frustrated, and that so many things fall through the cracks and become normalized without the public saying anything, and then they become part of the larger culture.
Hey detoxers! Thanks for tuning in. You can find Disinfo Detox on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and share. Every click helps grow the community and keeps those tech overlords happy. Detox complete.